Quick test. When a menu says 100% beef, do you picture a steak or a lab-built blend built for speed? You're in the right place. Today, we pull back the wrapper on 9 chains where the meat is technically meat, but engineered for texture, shelf life, and cost. What does that really mean for you? Think fillers, binders, printed grill marks, and sodium doing the heavy lifting. We'll start with the Taco Bell saga that rewrote the rulebook and trace how the same playbook shows up at Wendy's, Domino's, and beyond. If you eat it weekly, you should know what you're actually biting. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. If 100% sounds clean, why do so many meats act like memory foam? Springy, uniform, and strangely perfect? That texture isn't luck. It's built. The truth is, fast food learned to engineer meat the way factories press plastic parts. Repeatable, fast, and always the same bite. Let's start with the playbook. The goal is speed, cost control, and a texture that doesn't fall apart in a wrap or bun. That's not a butcher's craft. That's a lab bench approach.
A key ingredient for hot dish keeps getting more and more expensive, and it's causing sticker shock at butcher shops and grocery stores. Why is ground beef so expensive?
Just about everyone has seen or been dealing with higher grocery bills, especially when it comes to meat in particular.
Crazy to think of when I started 20 years ago that prices seem so low and so manageable. Our suppliers are just kind of telling us that the cattle supplies are a little bit smaller.
Taco Bell's seasoned beef is the case study everyone remembers. Flagged for packing far less real beef than people assumed, rounded out with helpers that keep it scoopable and stable from bag to line. Here's the toolkit. You take trimmings. You add binders like soy protein to glue it. You blend in thickeners such as maltodextrin to hold water so it steams instead of dries out. Then you hit it with flavor boosters like autolyzed yeast to mimic umami so your tongue reads beefier than the protein alone. End result. A mix that behaves the same at lunch rush in Phoenix and midnight in Philly. Now the nutrition trade. Those blends often swap protein density for sodium and shelf life. Fresh ground beef lists, well, beef. These blends list a lot more, and most of it exists to make the system run on schedule, not to boost nutrition.
People love it, so there's great demand for it. People want to cook more of it. You know, you didn't make much money raising cattle for the last 10 years, and people don't like to work hard at things that don't pay them. And we have fewer cattle, and people are having to spend more to buy those cattle to turn it into that ground beef. And so it's a chain reaction that has many years of consequence. In fact, Americans will eat more beef this year than last year at record prices.
The playbook didn't stay in tacos. Chains push centralized grinding and forming for burger patties so every puck hits the grill with the same weight and fat spread. Breakfast meats show up pre-cooked, vacuum-sealed, and ready for a quick reheat so timing stays tight. Plant-based patties borrow the same logic. Engineered heme or other lab-made flavors sell the sizzle, with heavy processing and added salt hiding under a health glow. Add smoke flavoring and browning agents, and you get the grill fantasy without real flame. Your nose says backyard. Your tongue says managed.
I think we try to keep it under $6 a pound just about a year ago.
In 1975, the number of beef cattle in the U.S. peaked at 47.5 million. Today, there's just under 28 million, the lowest number since the 1960s. In August 2024, Americans were paying about $5.58 a pound for ground beef. But this August, it jumped to $6.32 a pound.
And the real kicker, reports pegged the real beef in that Taco Bell mix at about 35% at one point. Formula over chuck. Now let's move from the burger line to the slicer station, where deli-style turns into deli-styled. Ever notice how some roast beef stays pink like it has eternal youth and those pizza chicken strips wear perfect grill marks that never smudge? That isn't kitchen skill. That's factory theater. Let's start with the cold side and the topping bar. These stations run on speed, long hold times, and parts that stack neat and behave the same shift after shift. You need slices that fold, coins that don't curl, crumbles that don't bleed grease. Whole muscle meat is messy. Engineered meat is obedient. Now the image versus lab reality. The chain with tuna tests that found no detectable tuna DNA? That was Subway's tuna. And their chicken getting tagged around half actual chicken with the rest acting like moisture sponges tracks with how these blends are built to hold water and survive a long supply chain.
It's like a dream for us.
Specifically, the fried cheese and avocado. Owner and chef Tavo Hernandez
Just a little bit of seasoning.
learned everything he knows from his late mother.
I mean, I can remember this since I was a little kid having these things here.
So you only have one of these? Does that mean that each and every tortilla is made
It's hand pressed, one by one.
Hit that taco with a little onion, cilantro, and homemade salsa.
This is awesome.
But the Hawaiian taco would prove to put up a tough fight.
Nice and grilled, fresh pico. We make our own chipotle here too.
Former workers have laid out the method. Reconstituted meats made from a paste, flavored, cooked in molds, then sliced thin. It stacks clean. It lasts. It eats like lunch meat cosplay. That roast beef staying bright red isn't magic either. Vacuum-packed logs, brines, and color fixers keep oxygen out and pigment up so it looks fresh long after a real roast would gray out. Domino's toppings follow the same logic. Pepperoni and sausage are formed blends. Mixed meats with soy concentrates pressed into uniform coins and crumbles. Identical every box, every oven. Beef crumbles and chicken arrive frozen and pre-cooked, seasoned to read grilled. The marks on the chicken. Manufactured during processing, not seared in a store oven. Pre-cooked and frozen saves minutes and mistakes. Smoke essence and applied browning provide the grill story without a grill. Your slice looks like it just met a flame. It met a printer and a flavor drum. Here's the trade you make. As the ingredient list grows, sodium, stabilizers, and preservatives climb. Actual meat content and nutrient density slide. The payoff is price and predictability, not a better cut. Payoff locked. Pink roast beef is a vacuum and brine trick. Domino's grill lines are staged, and that no tuna DNA tuna? You know the one. So what is the takeaway when you order meat at 9 big names? Let's land this clean. Fast food meat acts like a product, not a cut. It's built for timing, texture, and cost. Sodium and additives carry the load so the line never slows. That's the trade you're biting. You have leverage. Read the ingredient list. Scan for smoke flavor, binders, and long names. Pick items with fewer, simple parts. Whole muscle cuts and plain sides usually mean less processing and less salt. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who orders on autopilot. You don't have to ditch drive-thrus. Just know what you're paying for and choose the simple options when you can.